Hi, we're here in Venice, and what I want to show you is this famous sculpture of the four Tetrarchs. In the year 280 AD, the Roman Empire went from having one emperor to having four. As you can see in this sculpture, these are each of the four emperors mounted on the corner of the Doge's palace in Venice. And what we see is four identical looking men. And the propaganda value of the statue was attempting to show that in this new Roman Empire created by Diocletian, there would now be four equal emperors ruling over the territory of the Roman Empire. Now, the rationale for dividing the empire up was a very practical one. It became apparent throughout the 200s AD that there were constant civil wars breaking out in the Roman Empire as generals victorious from battle would declare themselves emperor and then try to depose the person who's currently emperor. And we had something like dozens and dozens and dozens of emperors in the course of 50 years because they would last 1 to 2 years each and then be overthrown by another general. Diocletian, who was a man from the Balkans who rose up to the emperorship from being a regular soldier in the Roman army, realized that the reason there were so many civil wars is because there were only one emperor watching over a huge empire. And as a result, it was not possible for that one emperor to be everywhere he needed to be. And so Diocletian broke the empire up into four pieces with the basic idea that each of those pieces would be ruled by a different imperial figure. That way, no matter where problems arose in the empire, there would be an emperor present who could lead troops into battle personally, thereby making it so there would be no more rebel generals rising up to steal the throne.
Is that it?
Unfortunately for Diocletian, the Tetrarchy didn't work the way he hoped it would. Basically, he divided the empire in half, an eastern half and a western half, and put one senior emperor in charge of each half and a junior emperor underneath that senior emperor. And the idea was that when a senior emperor died, one of the junior emperors would come up and replace him. Unfortunately, the plan only worked as long as no one died. And so for 20 years, the Tetrarchy went along just fine as all four emperors stayed alive and friendly with one another. And then in the year 300 or 305 or so, it's not quite entirely clear, Diocletian retired and decided to quit being emperor because he was getting old and sick and give a chance for the junior emperors, the Caesars, to rise up. And unfortunately, as soon as he tried to retire, civil war broke out. And that civil war ultimately would only be resolved when Constantine, the son of one of the four original Tetrarchs, Constantius Chlorus, the ruler of Germany and England and northern France, would rise up and defeat all his other rivals and seize the entire Roman Empire for himself in the 320s and into the 330s AD.